Hi, I'm Jody from writerslife.org, and today we'll be talking about 10 musts for writing a book. Number 1, take one fabulous idea. It's impossible to overstate the importance of your concept in terms of how successful your book becomes. Stephenie Meyer writes perfectly good, competent prose, but her story idea, Ordinary Girl Falls for Hot Vampire, turned her book into a cultural phenomenon. Dan Brown, Stieg Larsson, Stephen King are all similar. Decent writers blessed with stunning ideas. Agents know this, and no matter what your genre, a strong premise is essential to selling a book. Giving any two broadly similar manuscripts, agents will almost always pick the one with the strongest central concept. Build yourself a blistering plot. The next huge essential for any novelist is a story that simply forces the reader to keep turning pages. And fortunately, there are definite rules about how to achieve this. The two crucial rules are: A. Give the protagonist a major life challenge early in the book and don't resolve things until the very end. B. If a particular chapter doesn't advance the story in a specific way, you have to delete that chapter. Sounds simple? Well, actually, the principles aren't that hard to understand, although executing the advice can be a bit tricky. Number 3. Next ingredient, an unforgettable character or two. Long after a reader has forgotten the details of a plot, the chances are they'll remember the character who impelled it. The two things you absolutely have to bear in mind when constructing your characters are: A. Make sure the character and the story bounce off of each other in interesting ways. So if, to take a stupid example, your character has a big fear of spiders, the chances are that your story will have to force your character to confront those fears. You have to bring your character into their zone of greatest discomfort. B. Make sure that you really know your character. After all, it's seldom the big things that make a character sizzle with life. It's the little things that make her seem human. Amy has a passion for Manhattan in winter. She fell off a horse when she was 12. She collects a shell from every beach she's ever visited. One more thing that matters is where you place your camera. Do you write in the first person, the third person? Do you have one point of view, 2, or 10? Number 4, don't forget to give your character some inner life. One of the most common problems we see when a character does and says all the right stuff, but the reader never really knows what he or she thinks or feels. One of the most common problems we see is when a character does and says all the right stuff, but the reader never really knows what the character thinks or feels. And this is one of the very simplest things for a novelist to do. You just need to remember that your protagonist has a rich inner world, and you need to tell us about it. Not just the bland, everyday things either. Mike felt hungry, so he sat down to eat. But the things that make him different and unique. Dramatize, dramatize, dramatize. Your job as a novelist is to show the action unfolding on the page. Readers don't just want a third-hand report of what just happened. That means you need to tell them moment by moment, as though you were witnessing the event. Number 6, write well. Okay, we know this sounds obvious, but it's no good having a fabulous idea and a brilliant plot if you can't write good, clear English. Your book is made up of sentences, and if those sentences don't convey your meaning successfully and clearly, your book just won't work. Fortunately, almost everyone has the capacity to write well enough. You just have to focus on the challenge. In particular, do think about the 3 building blocks of good writing. A. Clarity. You need to express your meaning clearly. B. Economy. Never use 10 words when 8 would do. C. Precision. Be as precise as possible, and that normally means you have to see the scene clearly in your head before you can describe it clearly to a reader. D. That your novel boasts a lovely sense of place. E. That your dialogue sparkles. Quite easy to achieve actually, and it really strengthens the book. And that your manuscript is well presented, no rogue apostrophes please. Number 7. What if I'm writing for children? Most of the same rules apply no matter what age group you're writing for. You write clearly. If your style isn't clear, kids won't have the patience to stay with you. If in doubt, keep it simple. You write economically. Same thing here. If you waste words, if a chapter doesn't immediately drive the story forward, you'll lose readers. Keep it taut. You write warmly. Children flocked to Harry Potter for J.K. Rowling's ideas and inventiveness, but they stayed with her because of her warmth. You write with humor and a bit of mischief. Kids want humor and they want books to break rules that they wouldn't dream of breaking in real life. Think of your favorite children's book and you'll almost certainly smile. Number 8. Reached the final full stop. Congratulations, you're almost halfway there. Hemingway once said, the first draft, if anything, is crap. And he's right. Nearly all first drafts will have problems, some of them quite profound. And that's okay. The first draft is really just your opportunity to get stuck in on the real business, which is refining and perfecting the story you've just told yourself. The chances are that you have not properly succeeded in the following rules above. So now is a pretty good time to go back over these and check that you've made full use of their wisdom. You'll find that a lot of these things are circular. You'll use the same advice over and over again, but make more profound use of it each time around. Number 9, get help. Writing a book is hard work. It's lonely. Those around you are seldom equipped to offer expert feedback and advice. And of course, this is a difficult road. Most first novels do not get published, so please don't try to go it alone. If you finished your novel, however, then the most direct route to improving it is to get detailed editorial advice on what's working, what's not yet working, and what to do to fix it. This kind of feedback is the gold standard way to improve your writing. And number 10, get a literary agent and a book deal. Literary agents only take about one book in 1,000, so before you take this final step, we do suggest that you've completed number 1 through number 9 properly. That said, if your novel is good enough, you will find it easy enough to secure representation. Just follow these steps. A. Select your target agents. B. Choose about 8 to 12 names. You're looking for agents who are keen to take on new writers who are active in your area. If they happen to represent authors you love, then so much the better. C. Write a fabulous cover letter. D. Write a good, clear synopsis, a process that terrifies most writers, but which is easier than you might think. E. Get your stuff out there, and good luck. Don't forget, if you're having a hard time writing or finishing your book, check out our free writer's toolkit. It can help you overcome procrastination, get organized, stay focused, and get your book published. Just head to writerslife.org/toolkit to get your free copy. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, turn on our notifications, and subscribe down below. And be sure to visit writerslife.org for more writing tips and tricks, and I'll see you next time.